Rising Together and Jobs First in Montefiore for really pulling this event together and hosting it. It's so needed. Clearly, the work that we're all doing requires us to be in rooms together and to get partnerships and collaborations going, and it's been so great to hear about so many thus far. So my job here is to introduce the next panel. Before I do that, I just want to speak about a couple things. One is, was I even introduced? So just realized. I'm Abby Jo Sigal. I'm the Executive Director of the Jamie and Judy Dimon Foundation. The focus of our work is really on career pathways. So really making sure young people ages 14 to 24, by the time they're 25, are in family-sustaining jobs. And we really believe that this work needs to be done in a place-based strategy, and we're beginning our work here in the South Bronx. Because we believe strongly that the community really needs to be a place where young people live, work, and play, and that we all bring this community up together and benefit from the growth and advancement of the community. So we do this under our initiative called Here to Here, and there's several people in the room who are working on this, and really working on how do we best work together. How do educators and employers work together with CBOs and families, and with the private sector working with the public sector. And really so that the Bronx becomes a place where if you're a young person growing up here, you know that by the time you're age 25, you're either in or on the path to a family-sustaining job. And unfortunately, that is not the case today. But I'm hopeful, looking around this room, that it will be the case very soon as we all sort of embrace this idea of career pathways and really thinking about career pathways not when a kid is finished with school, but really beginning the conversation while they're in school, as early as high school, if not earlier, and having a sequenced set of curriculum and work-based experiences so that by the time they're 22, 24, they've made good decisions around how their interests align with the labor market and how what their skills and what they want to do actually translate into what's needed in the labor market in terms of a family-sustaining job. And that can only be done if we're looking at the interests of not just the students and the needs of the students, but also very much of the interests and needs of the employers and what the talent pipeline for employers needs to be and what kind of skills young people need to have. And so in that, I'm just going to relate a quick recent story that really highlighted why this can be a win-win if we really look at what are the pain points we're all trying to tackle. So recently I had the opportunity to be in a pre-training session for this new program that's just being developed between Gutman Community College and JP Morgan Chase. And it really grew out of a conversation between the Gutman faculty and staff and the Chase HR department, looking at the issues all folks were trying to address. So the Chase HR department is really is wrestling with, how do we get part-time tellers, how do we retain them, and how do we make sure they reflect the community? Because it's really important. They are the face to customers in the communities we work, and the turnover is too high. And that's not good for our bottom line, and it's certainly not good for customer engagement. And the Gutman faculty and staff were wrestling with the fact that their students really want to go to school. They've set up the program there so they can go full-time, but they really want and need to work while they're in school. And the goal is to have a predictable job that pays decently and hopefully has some sort of career pathway. And so over a course of a few months, by looking at these pain points, I say, they developed it's a very nascent, it's still in, testing phase program, but really looks at how the students can be part-time tellers while they're in school, and as a cohort, so it's 34 students, and really looking at making sure that the students have a pathway, so they're not just, it's not a dead-end job in a branch, but really a pathway within the larger organization. And they can work while they're in school, and then once they get their AA degree or their BA degree, the student's choice, they then can go into a Chase training program that's paid for and has a career pathway. So we just had the first pre-training for that. It was terrific, but I want to relate some, the excitement in the room was contagious, and I want to say why. So there were 34 students. They spoke probably collectively about 20 plus languages. One student spoke 5 languages. They were super excited about being there. They were really well prepared, and it was just a great opportunity, and you could feel the enthusiasm. The Chase executives were also very excited because they really saw, here's a pool of talent that we can really tap for the communities we serve here in New York City and the region. But what surprised me, and I shouldn't have been surprised, was just how excited the Chase trainers were and the employees that had touched the program in one way or another. They were super, they were super enthusiastic and just, jazzed about this. And that's something that sort of comes away when I talk to many of the people, is by being mentors and working with young people, it really has helped the employee staff morale across the company. So for those employers in the room, I just want to make sure you have that takeaway in addition to all the great information you're getting today. So with that, I'm thrilled to introduce the next panel. The moderator of the panel is David Fisher. He's the executive director of the New York Center for Youth Employment, and I would say one of the true leaders in the career pathways movement here in New York. And it's just, we're all honored to have him here today. Additionally, we have Monique, and you all should come up as we're going because we need time. Monique De La Uz, who's the Senior Director of Learning and Career Development for Phipps Neighborhoods, one of the key partners in this partnership. Janet Gonzalez, graduate of the Phipps Neighborhoods Career Network Health Growth Program, and just a dynamic individual and eager to hear her voice. Peter Mertens is the assistant, I think there's a typo on this, of continuing education and workforce development at Hostos Community College. Wait till I show you what the typo is. Dean of Continuing Ed and Workforce Development. And Dana Politis, Director of Community Workforce Programs, who you heard from earlier. This is an incredible set of people who have developed a really robust partnership which we all can learn from. So thank you for coming up.